A Daily Mail TV exclusive, the remarkable story of the man who spent 45 years behind bars for a crime he didn't commit. That's more time than any other wrongly convicted person in U.S. history. Now 72 years old, Richard Phillips is free and finally ready to live his life to the fullest.
Well, I just kept faith and kept fighting.
Richard Phillips is talking about what it was like to spend nearly all of his adult life behind bars for a murder he didn't commit.
I didn't miss being with a woman, anything. I miss my kids.
In 1971, Phillips was just 24. Already married with 2 kids and living what he calls a law-abiding life, when he was arrested for armed robbery committed by 2 of his friends.
Armed robbery was not something that I was into. They arrested me because the 3 of us were hanging together at that time.
While Phillips knew his friends had committed the robbery, he didn't know they'd also killed a man. Phillips was picked out of a lineup by a witness, but then the real blow. His childhood friend, the man guilty of both crimes, pointed the finger at Phillips to save his own life.
I don't like what he did, but I halfway understand what he did. Self-preservation is the first law of nature, especially in the streets, especially in the hood where I come from.
Facing a life stay behind bars, Phillips quickly learned the key to survival.
I keep getting that question, how did you do it? And to be honest with you, I don't really know myself. To believe that, hey, there's a God out there somewhere. I kept telling myself, not gonna leave me to die in this place like this, having done nothing wrong to deserve it. That was my survival technique.
Over nearly a half-century behind bars, Phillips never once saw his children and was forced to grow old without his wife. Yet he never grew bitter.
At some point, I started realizing that, hey, it's going to take a little something a little stronger than me to get out of here. And so I started praying, going to college. In the evenings, I would paint. I love to paint.
The truth was finally unearthed when the man who originally committed the crime told the judge Phillips was innocent. It still took 3 years for a new trial, but with the help of the Innocence Project, Phillips was exonerated.
I just felt a sense of relief, joy, that I'm finally free. I've got stigma to carry around for the rest of my life anyway, but it's not going to deter me from being happy and pursuing the rest of my life with some form of enjoyment. It's not going to stop that.
Phillips says though his greatest fear is flying, he's eager to visit his daughter who lives in France and would gladly take a flight to see her for the very first time in 45 years.